Welcome to Dragon Sanctuary, a podcast dedicated to helping you expand your light for ascension. Let's stay curious and build community. And now, here's your host, Vick.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode on Dragon Sanctuary. I am so happy to be back for another episode, and it's been a minute. So if you're listening again, I really appreciate it. As a lot of you know, this is a passion project for me, so with that being said, it means that I can't always find time for my passions, which is okay. But that definitely means that there's some inconsistencies in how much I record and post, and that's okay. But it's definitely been a minute. There's been a lot that has happened since we've last shared or since we've last connected on the podcast, and ultimately, I am really just feeling so happy. I'm feeling so good, but I will preface by saying that it was a rough winter. I don't know, I've talked to a few close friends and family members about this winter, and it was gray. And it is ironic that today I chose to wear gray to film this episode, I think. It's not a coincidence. But it has been a gray winter. I live in Canada, and it has been cold and gray this winter. But we are officially in spring, which is my favorite time of year. And I think it's a lot of people's favorite time of year for obvious reasons. I have a very small yard, and I was outside the other day, and I finally noticed my chives poking through. And it's so interesting to me in nature where you observe and you see kind of what sprouts first. So if you're still underground, you haven't come out and you're not ready to shine, I see you. But if you're sprouting and you're beginning to show your colors, maybe you're going to bloom a little bit, now's the time, and I'm feeling that for sure. So a metaphor that I wanted to share, it just came to me right now, and it feels very appropriate given the season that we're in. Now, today's episode is titled Feelings, and quite literally, I've been in my feelings lately for a lot of different reasons. There's been a lot of high highs, and there's been some deep, deep moments of, I would say, grief, sadness, kind of the opposite end. And I've mostly been reflecting, doing a lot of reflection and thinking about so many positive things that have gone on in my life. And there's kind of this I don't know if I like to say buzzword, but there is a buzzword for being an empath. There's been this kind of noise around the word empath, and I'm an empath, I feel really deeply all the time, and because of that X, and because of that Y, and because of that Z. So I think there's a lot of us that can relate. I think all people are empaths. I don't know if that's a bold statement, but I really do think most people are empathetic by nature. And yeah, there's been kind of a lot of feelings inside of me. I remember being super, super young and feeling things really, really deeply, really intensely from a young age. And that was fun to navigate. It was obviously challenging. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of learned that it's really just the way I love to be. And I don't like to shut those feelings away or keep them inside. And that's what kind of brings me to this episode today. I'm definitely recording on a whim, which I wish I did more. And I intend to do more. I've always intended, and a lot of my episodes are on a whim, which is fantastic and cathartic, of course. But I've really been in my feels lately, and I touched upon this kind of at the beginning where I was saying, it's been a long winter, and I'll be honest, it really was. It was a long, gray winter, and I usually hibernate in the winters. I think a lot of us do, naturally. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just like the trees, our leaves need to fall and then they come back, right? So it's just kind of the natural way, in my opinion. And I had a really big trip planned. My boyfriend and I, my partner and I rather, we've been having this trip planned for quite a long time, and kind of leading up to it, there was a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings that I was harvesting. And I will say that I'm feeling on the other side of that. I am feeling, like I was saying earlier, like my chives are sprouting, my leaves are sprouting, my flowers are about to hit full bloom, and it feels so good. But I really just wanted to come on here and say that it's really important to not get stuck. And this is something I've kind of learned the hard way. I think we all have at some point in our lives learned that when we get stuck, it's okay to wallow a little bit. I think we all do it naturally, and we maybe grieve something or someone. And that's okay to be in your feels and to honor that and let them kind of flow through you. But I think it's really important for me, as someone who feels very deeply, to not get stuck in my feelings. And to just, if I need to vocalize them with my partner, or I need to journal, I need to come on here and record an episode, I need to call a friend, I need to record a voice note, I need to type a voice note, I need to make a poem, write a poem, I don't know. Whatever feels cathartic and lets you kind of work through that emotion and that feeling. And I know I've talked about a lot of this on previous episodes. There's definitely some overlap, I think. But I just wanted to come on, and I really wanted to express how that is really special. Our ability as human beings to connect, to feel, and to just experience life and its emotions and everything that comes with that is really powerful. It really is powerful. It's essentially a superpower. And I'm sure a lot of you listening have thought of this or framed it in such a way before. And I'm gonna go a little bit pop culture here, but a lot of us are probably really aware of Justin Bieber right now and his comeback. And I actually have full body chills talking about the Biebs. I'll make it long story short, but I've always been a fan of Justin Bieber. I really respect him as a musician, as a person, as a believer in God. I admire his ability to persevere through life's greatest challenges under the microscope of every eye in the world, and to overcome what he's overcome. I've always rooted for him. I've always felt a heaviness for sure. And I don't want to talk about that part right now. I want to talk about the come up, the bloom that he's experiencing right now and showing us. He's showcasing this bloom. Obviously, he's performed at Coachella 2 weekends in a row. And if you haven't watched or seen clips, I highly encourage you to watch, because even if you're not a fan of Justin, I think you can appreciate what he's done and what he's saying and what he's showcasing for us, regardless if you're a fan or not. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it today. This morning I woke up and I didn't know he was performing a second set. Maybe that's naive of me, but I didn't know he was performing a second set last night. So I tuned in and I watched the entire set again this weekend. And I caught myself so many times in my feelings. In my feelings. His lyrics are so powerful and he's so intentional. Obviously, he's insanely talented. That is like a given. And I don't even know. Like I can't pick a favorite song. I can't pick a favorite lyric. But I really, really encourage you to check out his music. His last two albums that he released in the summer, Swag 1 and 2, it's insane. Like, do not sleep on these albums. I'll never forget when we were in Europe this summer with my family on the heritage trip, which was extremely special. And it was my 30th birthday. And long story short, we were driving, we had crossed the border over to Spain, and we were in the car. It was me, my partner, and my two cousins, who are a little younger than me. I think like 8 years and like maybe like 12 years, so quite a bit younger than me. And we're like, I was freaking out. I'm like, JB released a new album, like we gotta pop it in. So we put it on in the rental car and like we're blasting it. And every song to us just didn't hit. We were like, meh. Obviously Daisies, there was a couple on there that we were like, okay, like these are good. So anyways, I like saved 5 or so songs, and I think there's like 40 songs on both. Or at that time, I think Swag 1 was only out. But regardless, what I'm trying to say is I didn't really love the music at the time. And then I remember coming home and being like, oh, actually, I re-listened to every song in its entirety. And I was like, damn, like, don't sleep on this. I remember texting my cousins being like, okay, like, I changed my mind. Like, I changed my mind. Is that allowed? Like, I changed my mind. And I really loved the songs. And then he released a second album and it was like, whoa, okay, chill, Justin. Anyways, even right now, because there's so many songs, I have been like rediscovering and discovering songs that I love off the album. One of my favorite songs on the 2 albums is I Think You're Special with Thames, who is like high-key one of my favorite artists in the last 5 years to kind of come up. She's Nigerian. If you don't know her, I'm sure a lot of you do, but if you don't, check her out. Her music is fire. My favorite song of all time is Commas. That's my favorite song. Favorite, or sorry, Love Me JJ. I blare it. I blare it. So anyways, I Think You're Special is my favorite song. I would say top 5. I can't choose, to be honest. Like, Bad Honey is so good too. And Speed Demon is like no other song. I can't even believe it. So there's my top 3 in case you're wondering. Long story short, the lyrics in that song are pretty insane. It like, I encourage you to like go after this episode and listen to it on Spotify or wherever you're listening to your music and read the lyrics. And something that really hits in the song, he says, take the power you've been given. The only way out is the way through. Lovers over everything. I think you're special. Not in that order. Like, it's there. I pick and chose my favorite lyrics in the song. But take the power you've been given. So like, tying it back. Feelings. I believe it's powerful to have them, to feel them, to honor them, to express them, to share them, to kiss them and set them free. And this song, I think, encapsulates exactly what I'm trying to say as humans. Is like, we are special. And the only way out is the way through. So in life, we are going to experience hard times. We're going to go through dark moments. And there have been, I would say, especially in the last month, there's been some grieving that I've had to do personally, and some losses that I've experienced rather. But the only way out is the way through. The only way out is the way through. That is like the most powerful mantra you could maybe sing to yourself. I don't know if it is for you, but for me, like, it really hits. Lovers over everything. And I really just want to just really, really, really drive that home in this episode. I wasn't sure how long I wanted to come on here and record for, but my message is really simple. And if someone in the limelight, like the biggest microscope in the world, can, like, from the age of, 12, grow up and come out and, have a family and remain, in faith with himself and with God and with Jesus, like, I really think it's some powerful, powerful, powerful stuff. So just a reminder to honor yourself, honor your feelings, but don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Yeah, that's really what I wanted to say. So I forgot to pull a card, so I'm going to pull it live with you guys right now. And I'm going to use my OG deck, the Enchanted Map Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reid. If you don't know, this is my very first Oracle deck that I ever was gifted, I ever received. So bear with me a moment while I just ground here and pick a card for us for this episode of feelings. That one didn't want to go back in. It's a very special card. Sad Embrace, number 45. Pulled in the upright. It's an angel and sad embrace. For those of you who are watching today's episode, check it out. Beautiful, beautiful card. My goodness, sad embrace. Okay, it's been a minute since I've pulled that card, so let's go back here and I'll read it for you, for us. Okay, wow. All right, so the overall message is: loss is a part of life. Let go and allow time to heal you. You may be entering into a period where loss is a theme. Perhaps you're having to let go of a long-cherished dream. If so, take heart, for this ending may have been for your highest good. A better and more powerful dream will be realized in your life if you can accept the loss. Wow. Relationships based on faulty foundations are meant to end at this time. Teddy. Teddy. It's okay. It's okay. Try that again. Relationships based on faulty foundations are meant to end at this time. Disappointment is a form of perception. If your expectations weren't met, a sense of loss arises, along with sadness and grief. Can't make this up, everybody. Express these emotions. Okay. I can't make this up, everybody. Express these emotions. Tears are like healing rain that can restore life to a parched inner landscape. Growth is always assured. Whatever the loss, however great it is, let go and experience your feelings so that you may soon see what beauty lies ahead. Need I say more? Need I say more? This is like the perfect drop the mic moment, and I'm gonna do exactly that. So once again, thanks for tuning in to another episode on Dragon Sanctuary. I appreciate and love all of you and wish you the most beautiful rest of your day.